Hello, everybody. My name is Rashal Lodia, elementary school teacher, and today I want to share the significant challenge that we face in education to introduce a solution that we've developed to address it. One of the biggest issues in our current educational system is teacher burnout. With increasing class sizes and limited resources, teachers are overwhelmed by the sheer volume of grading and assessment tasks. This not only affects teacher well-being, but also leads to inconsistencies in grading quality, making it very difficult to accurately determine where each student stands in their learning journey. Moreover, tailoring new assessments and activities to reevaluate students after they've received personalized reinforcement materials is incredibly time-consuming, which limits our ability to provide timely and effective support, especially in underprivileged areas where educational resources are scarce. To tackle these challenges, my partner Pablo and I developed the Personalized Tutor System, which continuously assesses, identifies strength, areas of improvement, and generate tailored activities aligned and moving through Bloom's taxonomy. We used an application that I've already created, grounded in the Ontario curriculum, where teachers can produce detailed lesson plans and activity guides, as well as custom text adapted to individual student profiles. They select curriculum expectations and various parameters, and the application would produce a full lesson plan with learning goals, success criteria as activity suggestions. What we did was we used this application to create the student texts, which would function as the grounding knowledge files. For example, here we have a text on biodiversity, which will be our input material. The agent will produce evaluations for the student. Our agent can be implemented on the front end of any sort of application like this that generates educational content. By automating this evaluation process and generating customized learning materials, our system not only reduces the burden on teachers, but also ensures that every student receives the support they need in order to advance through learning goals. And this adaptive approach fosters a deeper understanding and mastery of educational content, which ultimately levels the playing field and allows for high quality education to be accessible to all students, regardless of their socioeconomic background. So let's dive into our demo of our personalized tutor system with Pablo to see how it works in any educational application, such as the one that was featured previously.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the of the Personalized Tutor System. This is a multi-agent educational platform which aim to personalize learning for students and tailor assessments and activities unique to needs and progress. I'm from Peru, and I know that we lack a detailed measurement of the students' understanding, and we make huge efforts to reduce the gap in educational qualities. We believe that generative AI unlocks new opportunities and lowers the cost of delivering personalized education at a scale. The system works with 3 agents. It has input, lessons, and goals in order to align the efforts with course goals. And we're generating 4 main documents. The lesson taxonomy, which is a way to map the key concepts, the current state of knowledge of the student within the course, the strategic learning to provide next steps for the teacher and the student, generates tasks and assessments to reinforce concepts or measure new acquired knowledge. We build the system using LangGraph. We begin with mapping the taxonomy and then evaluate if there is something to evaluate, then create the strategic document. We take these 2 documents and put it as input for the other agent and create an aligned and personalized set of assessments and tasks. We used a set of tools that helps the agents to perform better. We use a small rack on the lesson material, a small rack in the course goals, and some other tools that are directly related with each agent purpose. But for this demo, we are going to fix the taxonomy. We are taking this biodiversity class as an example. We previously generated a generalized strategic document, which is aimed to map a student knowledge state. After that, we are simulating a student that have specific knowledge gaps in circles that we see in the taxonomy. We ask ChatGPT to create this flow assessment and exam and start the system. We can begin step 1. which will evaluate this assessment, we already have the structure of this assessment. The final document have fill-in-the-blank exercises, true and false questions, open-ended questions, and free recall prompts. We can see the specific logs in Langsmith, and we can see the usage of the tools by the agent. For example, in here, the agent is asking about the detailed concepts covered under biodiversity using a RAG system that retrieves the part of the lesson that talks about that. After a few iterations, the agent is capable to condense this information and to provide a final strategic document in order to start the assessment of the students. We can see that the last concepts like food webs and ecological niches and conservation ethics are clearly defined as gaps in knowledge or points of improvement that the student needs. So we are running the second step, which is the strategic document. We have this new strategic document. We have ecological niches. We have also taxonomy of bio and addressing biodiversity as the flaws or points of improvements. And we can see the is catching up this and is giving that information to the generator system. And the generator system creates the next set of assessments tailored with these specific gaps in knowledge. Thank you.